Surat As-Safat, chapter of those who dress the ranks. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the compassionate, by those that dress the ranks, by those that scare by shouting, by those who recite in warning, verily your God is one, Lord of the heavens and the earth, and of what is between them, and Lord of the rising places. Verily we have adorned the nearer heaven with the adornment of the stars, and have made these also a guard against any Satan insolent. They do not listen to the high council, but are pelted from every side with a driving fusillade, and for them is a punishment perpetual, except such as may snatch a chance word, and them there pursues a piercing meteor gleam. Consult them then. Are they more difficult to create? Are those whom we have created? Verily we have created them of clay, cohering. Nay, thou art astonished, and they make fun. When they are reminded, they do not mind, and when they see a sign, they seek to make fun, and say, this is nothing but magic manifest. When we die and become dust and bones, are we to be raised up, and our fathers of olden time as well? Say yes, in abject submission, for it is but one scarring shout, and there they are looking round. They say, oh, alas for us, this is the day of judgment, and this is the day of distinction which ye used to declare a lie. Round up those who have done wrong and their spouses and what they used to worship, apart from Allah, and guide them to the path of the hot place, and halt them, for they are to be asked, what is the matter with you that ye do not help each other? Nay, today they are seeking to save themselves. They advance upon each other, asking questions. They say, you used to come to us from the right hand. They say, nay, you were not believers. We had no authority over you. Nay, you were a rebellious people. So the sentence of our Lord has come true upon us. We ourselves are tasting it. We caused you to err, for we ourselves were erring. So lo, that day they are in the punishment, sharing. And thus do we deal with the sinners. For when it was said to them, there is no God but Allah, they used to adopt a proud attitude and say, shall we abandon what we consider to be our gods on account of a crazy poet? Nay, he came with the truth and corroborated the envoys. Verily, ye are going to taste the painful punishment, nor are ye being recompensed for anything but what ye have been doing, except the servants of Allah, single-hearted. For them is a provision assigned of fruits, while they are seated in honor in gardens of delight, on couches facing each other, and there is passed round among them a cup of wine from a spring, white, a pleasure to those who drink, in which there is no deprivation of the senses, nor do they therefrom become intoxicated. With them are damsels restrained in glance, wide-eyed, as if they were eggs well guarded. They advance upon each other, asking questions. Said one of them, I had a mate who used to say, art thou one of those who count it true? When we die and become dust and bones, are we going to be judged? He said, are ye able to look down? And then he looked down and saw him in the midst of the hot place. He said, by law, thou didst almost destroy me. Had it not been for the goodness of my Lord, I should have been among those who to hell have been hailed. Do we then not die, except our first death? And are we not punished? Verily, this is the great success. For the like of this, let the workers work. Is that better as a banquet? Are the tree of Zakum? We have appointed it as a trial for the wrongdoers. It is a tree which cometh forth from the bottom of the hot place, the fruit spikes of which are like the heads of devils. They eat of it, and from it fill their bellies. Then on the top of it they shall have a draught of hot water. Then their return shall be to the hot place. They found their fathers erring, and in their footsteps they stream along. Before them they have erred most of the former times, and we sent amongst them warners. See then of what nature was the latter end of those who were warned, except the servants of Allah, single-hearted. Noah called upon us, and surely good were the answerers. We delivered him and his household from the great distress, and we appointed his posterity to be the survivors. We have left upon him among those of latter times the saying, peace be upon Noah in all the worlds. Thus do we reward those who do well. Verily he is one of our servants believing. Then we drowned the others. His party was Abraham when he came to his Lord with the perfect heart, when he said to his father and his people, what do you worship? Fake gods apart from Allah do you desire? What is your opinion then of the Lord of the worlds? He gave a look amongst the stars and said, I am ill. Then they turned from him, retiring. He slipped stealthily to their partners and said, do ye not eat? What is the matter with you that ye do not speak? So he gave them stealthily a blow with the right hand, and then they came to him hurriedly. He said, do you worship that which ye hew? Though Allah hath created you and that which ye make. And they said, build a pile for him and cast him in the blaze. They sought a device against him, but we made them the inferior. He said, I am going to my Lord, he will guide me. So, O my Lord, give me one of the righteous. So we felicitated him with a mild-tempered youth. Then when he had reached the stage of running with him, he said, O my son, I see in dreaming that I shall sacrifice thee. So look, what is thy view? He said, O my father, do what thou art commanded. Thou shalt find me, if Allah will, one of the enduring ones. When they had resigned themselves and he had laid him down upon his face, we called to him, O Abraham, thou hast counted the vision true, thus do we reward those who do well. Verily this is the trial manifest, and we ransomed him with the sacrifice mighty, and we have left upon him among those of latter times the saying, peace be upon Abraham, and thus do we reward those who do well. Verily he is one of our servants believing, and we have felicitated him with Isaac, a prophet, one of the righteous. We bestowed blessing upon him and Isaac, and of their posterity are some who do well, and some who wrong themselves manifestly. We dealt graciously too with Moses and Aaron. We delivered them and their people from the great distress. We helped them, and they were the conquerors. We gave them the book which maketh clear, and guided them the straight path. We have left among them, among those of latter time, the saying, peace be upon Moses and Aaron. And thus do we reward those who do well. Verily they are among our servants believing. Verily Elias is among the envoys when he said to his people, will ye not show piety? Do you call upon Baal and abandon the best creators? Allah is your Lord and the Lord of your fathers of former times. But they counted him a liar, and lo, they are arraigned. Except the servants of Allah, single-hearted, and we left upon him among those of latter time the saying, peace be upon Elias, and thus do we reward those who do well. Verily he is one of our servants believing. Verily Lot is among the envoys when we delivered him and his household, all of them except an old woman, one of those who lingered. Then we overwhelmed the others. Lo, we passed near them in the morning, and in the night. Will ye then not understand? Verily Jonas too is among the envoys when he ran away to the loaded ship. He cast lots, but was one of those who drew blank. So the whale swallowed him, he being to blame. And had it not been that he was one of those who give glory, he would have remained in its belly until the day of their being raised up. We cast him upon a desert ill, and caused to grow up over him a tree, a gourd. We made him an envoy to 100,000 or more. Then they believed, and we gave them enjoyment of life for a time. Consult them then, Has thy Lord daughters and they sons, or did we create the angels female while they looked on? Is not the fact that out of their own faking they say, Allah hath brought forth, lo, they are speaking falsely. Hath he chosen daughters rather than sons? What is wrong with you? How ye judge? Will ye not then be reminded? Or have ye clear authority? Produce your book if ye are speaking the truth. And they have set up between him and the jinn a relationship, though the jinn already know that they are to be hauled up. Glory be to Allah, far above what they chatter, except the servants of Allah, single-hearted. Lo, ye in what ye worship, not one to rebellion against him will ye tempt, but him who is destined to roast in the blaze. Of us there is not one, but has a place assigned. Who are those who dress the ranks? We are those who give glory. Though they are saying, if we had in our hands a reminder from those of former times, we should be the servants of Allah, single-hearted. They have disbelieved in it, and in the end they shall know. Our word has already passed to our servants, the envoys, they certainly are the ones who are to be helped, and verily our hosts are the conquerors. So turn from them for a time and observe them. In the end, they will clearly see our punishment. Do they seek to hasten when it descends upon their plain? Evil will be the mourning of those who have been mourned. Turn from them for a time and observe them. In the end, they will clearly see. Glory be to thy Lord, Lord of might, far above what they chatter, and peace be to the envoys, and the praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. And so that chapter is used for exorcism. The first couple verses, obviously, certain parts of it, like what I related about, I think it was 2010, the exorcism performed in the forest, the Burnt Bridge Creek Trail video. But you know, you talk about death and change and for the better.